Utah, and probably good afternoon wherever you're watching. It could be morning, right?
It could be, yeah. It's morning everywhere in the 48.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, is that what they say? It's morning
true.
somewhere. Well, welcome to this live event. We are super excited to be with you today. My name is Mark Martin, and I'm joined with
Catherine Burrell. I am here with Mark. We're so excited, and we are here with Tops Vacuum and Sewing. They will be joining us here in a moment.
Absolutely.
But we're excited for this event. The 21 is what we're going to be talking about, and we both have a love for the 21.
Yes, we do have a love for the 21. Who doesn't have a love for a bigger, awesome machine that's going to help their quilting journey, is make it fun, make it like lasting. So many great features about this machine. And we love doing these. Those who maybe jumped on and watched Grace Company before, we do these often.
Yes.
It's something that we enjoy doing for you. We have a wonderful product, and there's a lot of quilters out there. So today is no exception to that, because we are going to be talking about not only the machine, but other things with it.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to be talking about our 21 X Elite machine, which is our biggest one that we have here at Grace Company. And then we're going to be talking about our Evolution frame, which is a fan favorite. I mean, once someone tries the Evolution frame, it's hard to talk them into something else. I mean, it's a great frame, and we really love it. It's super,
just easy.
It's easy. It's so sturdy.
It is.
And we'll talk about all the fun things with that. And then we also are going to be talking about automation. So we don't talk enough about automation, and it's such a fun thing to go along with quilting. I mean, free motion, of course, is fantastic, and it's so fun to do, and it's fun to work on your skills. I'm still working on my skills with free motion.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, all these three things, the machine, the frame, and the automation, these are accessories as a automation, and the frame to the machine. These are perfectly paired together. If you're thinking about the 21, what better frame than the Evolution Elite? We got the Evolution Elite to go with the 21X Elite. So this is a perfectly paired package, so that you can do all your quilting. How many quilt tops, you know, those who are watching, how many quilt tops do you have ready to quilt? That's always a question we hear often. It's like, oh, I got 10, I got 15,
20, I got 30. The numbers go higher and higher.
You're new to quilting.
I am.
How many quilt tops do you have ready?
I don't have quilt tops ready. I am one of those people that I'll buy, I'll piece, I'll quilt and finish before I start a new one. Now, I do have fabric stashes, which my goal was to not have that. But alas, you know, the fabric calls us, right? As we are at the fabric stores, at the shops, it's like, buy me, you could make something beautiful with me. So I do have fabric stashes.
It talks to you?
It talks to me, it does. It says this will be for, and it tells me who the quilt is going to be for.
I love it. All right, so Kathy, the 21 is a machine that we absolutely love. You know, quilting is changing. You know, quilting used to be where you have a domestic machine, and maybe comment if this is you. You have a domestic machine and you want to go bigger, and this is probably just several years ago. You want to go bigger, but maybe budget, space, any of these maybe objections that has stopped you from going bigger is still maybe in play.
I even think education comes into that, because you hear, you know, different things about different machines and frames, and what you hear from people is kind of how you educate yourself. And that's why we do these fun events with our partners, because we want to educate you. We want to let you know what is out there, what your options are, and that is what we're all about here at Grace, is giving you the options. So that we're going to educate you on some fun stuff today.
We are. So you're watching. You're watching because you came to this event, because you're wanting to know more about the 21, the automation in this package, because it's a package that you're probably thinking about getting. And if you are, consider it really heavily, because of, first of all, when we get to it later down the road, the pricing on this is fantastic.
Yes.
The features about this is fantastic. So stay with us because you're here to learn about this machine, automation, and frame package.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's just get on in it. Well, first of all, let's just talk a little bit about Tops because we're having a little bit of technical things going on.
I love Tops. They're a fantastic partner.
They are. They have 12 store locations. They have 10 in Florida, 2 new locations in Texas. So they're branching out here from the east to the west. Yes. And they are fantastic, so knowledgeable. They've been in business for quite a few years. I believe since 1940, 41 is what I recall remembering. And they're just so great to work with and work for. And Jeremiah, who will be joining us, we met him at a show a few years ago, and he fell in love with the Grace products. He is definitely the spokesperson for Tops. He's the one that tells all of the customers about Grace product. So we're excited to be working with them.
Yeah, Tops, just like you know, what you're saying with, you know, how great they are. You know, they service the communities really well. Why branch out to so many stores if you're doing something wrong, right? That means they're doing something right.
True.
So those who know Tops, you know, you're watching and you've been to Tops, you follow Tops or you've been in the store, they are a great company to work with. They understand what it takes to make sure you're happy.
Yes.
They do a really good job, customer service. They have really polite people. And they're just in this industry to help grow the community. You know, they sell the 21 and they do a really good job with the 21. And that's because they want to have a product that's affordable in their store to help you, you know, grow, to help you upgrade without breaking the bank. And the 21X Elite is such a fantastic machine that Tops is doing a really good job providing not only in Florida, but also in Texas.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's get talking here about our machine and frame and the automation. So we have our 21X Elite here on our Evolution Elite frame. So 21X Elite, it's called the 21 because what throat space does it have, Mark?
I'm going to just take a guess, 21 inches.
It's so easy to remember when you name it after the throat space, right?
Yes.
So we've got 21 inches of throat space, so much room to work with. Now, I will tell you guys, I've been on here with Tops before and talked about other machines, and I probably have said, I have the 19X Elite, which is true, I did have the 19X Elite. But a few weeks ago, I got my hands on the 21X Elite, and when I first chose which machine I was going to purchase, I was a little intimidated by this bigger machine. I don't know why. The 2 inches seems so much bigger to me, but can I tell you, it's a fantastic machine. I'm glad that I made the upgrade and the switch to this machine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the features.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we're going to go over. I want you to really consider these easy features we're going to talk about. I want you to understand as we're describing, you know, as we're talking about the screen, as we're talking about the bobbin winder, the handlebars we'll get into, everything about this machine is such a easy transition from your own machine now, just like what you were saying about intimidating.
Yeah.
When you're looking at your machine, you've used your machine already for how many years, right? I want you to consider thinking, okay, well, I've been using my domestic, I know how to use my domestic. And when you think about going bigger, you're thinking about just the 2 inches intimidated you. We're looking at customers who have probably a 9-inch machine, maybe 11-inch machine, 12-inch machine to go to a 21. So that intimidation
is real.
It can be
real.
It can be.
But we've made our machines easy and familiar. Familiar is key because you get onto one of the Grace machines and the buttons are similar to what you've done on your domestic. The use of it is very similar. How to thread it is very similar. A lot of similarities.
Right. So why buy a 21? Well, first of all, 21 inches and how many quilt tops you have can help considerably quilt those. Reliable. You want a reliable machine, and the 21 is reliable. It will be with you through all of your journey. It will be with you As you're quilting 10, 20, you put 1,000,000 stitches on it, you put 2,000,000 stitches on it, it is a reliable machine. So why buy a 21? Well, it's reliable, it's easy, it's smooth, and we'll show a lot of these features as we get into it. So let's dive into the 21.
All right, let's start with the lights on the machine. Now, lights is a big deal when you're quilting. You don't want to have weird shadows that you're quilting along and you think you've got this perfect, beautiful line or curve, and all of a sudden you move your light and it's a weird curve because you had a shadow. So we have lights on this machine, throat lights where your quilting area is. We've got a needle light, super nice, especially when you are threading that needle. It makes it really easy.
Yes.
The 21X Elite also has a bobbin light in it. Now this is fantastic because as you have your machine on your frame and you have to change your bobbin periodically, right? Now it has an M-class bobbin, we'll talk about that in a minute. But having a light in that bobbin is so nice. I don't have to pull out my phone, turn on my flashlight, point it at the bobbin as I'm pulling the bobbin out and changing it, putting it back in. So, so nice on the lights. We have so many lights on this machine, which is great. Mark?
You know what?
Yeah.
Not only the lights and the bobbin, a bob winder, but I love the adjustable handles too.
Yes.
You know, you want to quilt in comfort. So just small things. These small things really go a long way. So
Absolutely.
the handlebars are adjustable, so you can actually quilt in. We have a camera here. I know I won't bump it. There you go. So you can actually see as I move this down. So you look at the handle there. These handles can be adjustable, and as we go back, you can see that I'm holding it down this way. So as I'm holding it, you can either quilt this way, or you can have it up this way. You can see that, and it also can be adjusted in and out, as you can see that right there. So it is a really fun little accessory on the handlebars that you can quilt comfortably.
And we see a lot of people holding their hand or using their handlebars a lot of different ways. I like to have mine pretty much straight up, but I have definitely seen people that like it more in, people that like it more out, people that drive it like a motorcycle. I mean, whatever is most comfortable for you. So it's nice that that option is there to adjust those.
Exactly. And it's fast. So 2,600 stitches per minute.
Yes.
Now, you're a hobbyist, I'm assuming, and if you do this for a profession, great. At 2,600, that's really, really fast.
Yeah.
Don't let that intimidate you too. You do want a reliable, fast machine with stitch regulation, which we'll talk about here just in a minute, but stitch regulation and reliable. I love having a reliable machine in my home, especially if you're quilting for quilts for loved ones.
Yes.
You know, you got your grandkids, your kids, your relatives, friends, neighbors. And you want to have a machine that when you put it on your frame, that it's going to last. And that reliability of the 21, with all the things we've done to it, maintenance is another thing that's easy on the machine. It takes care of you.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing when people ask me on the phone or shows, what kind of maintenance does this have? Do I have to take it in every year? And I get to say, no, you just have to oil 2 spots, keep it oiled and clean, and you're good to go. And people are like, really, that's it? Yes, that's it. We make our machines so they're enclosed, dirt, dust, lint, oils don't get into it.
That's right.
So it's really just keeping your few places oiled, and you're good to go.
That's right. I love the comment Tammy made. If we can get the comment up there, Tammy mentioned like something about like get a bigger machine, or who doesn't need a bigger throw space, and that's absolutely true. You know, when you're thinking about going from your machine, you know, there's so many steps you can take on getting machine. You can take a step up to get a 13-inch, right? And then you're going to find yourself, maybe in a year's time or less, you're going to find yourself again taking another step to another machine. And before you know it, you've taken maybe 3 or 4 steps to finally get to a machine that's reliable, that's big enough to do all your quilting. So let's skip some of these steps.
Yeah,
let's
go
skip
straight
them.
Into the 21.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So not only does the 21 have the fast motor in there, 2,600 stitches per minute, it has a built-in bobbin winder that's separate from the motor itself. So you can actually wind bobbins while you're quilting. You can wind bobbins while it's just sitting in neutral, so to say.
Yeah.
You don't need to have it, you don't need to be quilting while you're winding the bobbin. So I love that about it. Okay, The screen is another big factor on the 21X Elite. I'm not there yet, but I will be probably eventually. You know, your eyesight.
I'm there.
Yeah,
I've got my glasses just in case. But yes, I can't see if a screen is in front of me anymore. I'm at that age where I have to have my glasses on to read anything that has a screen, whether it be a phone, a computer, or even my quilting machine. So this is great because this machine has a 7-inch screen on it. It's a touch screen, so super user-friendly. You are familiar with using touchscreens on phones and tablets. It's the same thing. It's a touchscreen. You also have those same controls on your handlebars as well. So you can do most of your features with your handlebars and that 7-inch touchscreen. But it's great that it's big. I don't have to put my glasses on quite as often.
Yeah, quite as often. Yeah. So it is nice and big.
Yeah.
And as we look at the screen, there's several features about the screen that I really love. One is, if we go in the toolbox, I'm going to jump right to this because this is one that I really, really love, is edge warning. I want to talk about edge warning here. What edge warning does is give a parameter around you, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that so you can see the screen. So edge warning, you're going to go to the top left. And these are the margins you see on the side here, a 1/2 inch and 1 inch margin around your quilt. And that is very, very important when you're quilting, because we get in the zone of quilting. As we're quilting along, as you're standing in front of the machine, you see the needle, you're not seeing the distance between the back of the machine to the front of the machine. So when we're quilting and you're doing a circle or any other design, you can get wonky with that. Your circle
can turn into a
possibly.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
And that is because, again, you're focused so much on that needle point as you're quilting along, especially as you get further close to you, you're going to see fabric that you're like, hey, I got 2 more inches. I'm going to keep going. So you're going along and then bam.
The back of your machine.
The back of your machine hits the throat.
We've all done it.
We've all done it. Yes. And so, and I'm going to pull this forward here. Let me get out of the edge warning here. So as I bring this forward, 21 inches of throw space is massive.
Yes.
Okay. But right here's my point. So if we can see right here in front, you can see this distance that I'm quilting. Okay. From the needle to the front, I have all this that I think I can still quilt, but I maxed out at the back of my throat. My throat is hitting. So that warning gives me a warning, a 1/2 inch or 1 inch. So when I get to that point, if I'm doing a circle, well, I know if I'm 1/2 inch margin, I got a 1/2 inch before I bottom out. And likewise, Kathy, when you go side to side of the frame, and this is just normal. This isn't just a Grace product or a machine. This is just normal in the industry. When you have a machine, you go left to right, your carriage bottoms out both sides, right? And your needle is in position somewhere on the fabric over here while your carriage is over there. And again, you may have fabric left over on the side here that you're looking to quilt. So that edge warning I love. And so should I go ahead and demonstrate it?
Yeah, let's talk about it. And you can set the edge warning on it so we can show our viewers what they hear and what they see when it happens.
Absolutely.
So Mark's going to go in there and set our top left corner of our
and
quilt.
For this purpose, well, I can come all the way over. Let's just do that. So I'm going to come all the way over here to the blue.
Sashing.
Sashing. Thank you.
Now normally you would take it off of your quilt top.
Yep. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to hit set on the top left, and then you see on the screen, it takes me to the bottom right. So I'm going to come all the way down here to the bottom right and do the same thing. I'm going to come all the way to the front and hit set. Now once I do that, the screen will give you a check mark.
Yep.
So if we look at the screen here, let me bring it back so we can have the screen. So now it has a check mark on the screen saying I'm good to go. And over here you have the icon showing you that the edge warning is activated. So now I have a 1/2 inch warning to quilt. So that 1/2 inch warning gave me a barrier around my quilt that you can't see, no one can see, is just letting you know that your margin is a 1/2 inch from the sides there. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to pull the bobbin up and we'll start quilting along here.
All right. Okay.
All right, and yes, You want to tie off that knot right there. You see me pull that bobbin up, and before you start, you want to go ahead and tie that off. For this demonstration purpose, I'm going ahead and just start quilting.
Okay.
I'm not worried about tying that off, but yes, you do want to tie it off before you start.
Yes.
Okay, tie it off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit start on this one, and I'm quilting along. Okay. And as I get to the edge there, it'll get really loud. So you see that beeping noise? Okay. So as that happens, that's letting me know that as I get over there, that it will start letting me know on the beeping noise, and then same when I get to the front. And that is such a huge benefit and feature that I love about the 21 is I won't crash over to the side or I won't crash into the front, and every image that I want to be circle is going to be a circle, and etc. So won't be I love that.
Circle with a point.
Right.
Yeah. Ice cream cone. I get a lot of those.
You get a lot of those? Yeah. And then we're unpicking.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's just one thing about it, Kathy, is that edge warning. And there's other things on here that I'm going to turn that off there so we're not having it go off on us when we're going. So now you see that icon is off the screen. But there's another icon on the screen, right? Let's move it over.
Let's move it over where you guys can see it here. Okay, so the other icon here is going to be our bobbin. So you'll notice here it's green, but this is part of our Elite Series machines. It's fantastic. It is called a bobbin estimator. So how it works is you will put your bobbin in and set your bobbin at whatever yardage is on your bobbin. Typically you look around 60 yards, depending on how tight you've wound that bobbin. And when you put it in, you'll set your bobbin estimator that it's a full bobbin, and it will show as green, as ours does on the screen here. As you're quilting along, doing all of your fantastic work, you'll notice that that icon will turn a yellow when you're getting close to running out of bobbin, and it'll turn red when you've got about 5 yards left. That's what I found on my machine is usually when it turns red, I've got about 5 yards left. So that's where I'm going to stop my machine, pull up my bobbin, change it, and move on. So it's nice to have that warning, and it is a feature that comes on this machine, and I really love using it.
Yeah, it definitely saves unpicking. It saves unwanted frustration, right, as we're going. It'll save all of that, especially as you are finishing your quilt. You don't want to, again, unpick all that stuff. So the bobbin estimator is really nice. There's other small little features within the screen, like a calculator, a measuring tool, and your projects. So you can use a calculator if you want to calculate something, and your measuring tool if you want to go ahead and measure how big something is, so you can decide what pattern to use. Yes.
I do use the measuring tool quite often.
It is pretty popular.
Yeah, just to decide on how tall I want my pattern when I'm doing automation, that sort of thing.
Okay, well, we're not done with the screen. There's still a lot more. The other thing, if you come up here to what do they call these 3 lines? Sometimes they call it a hamburger or whatever these 3 lines are, right?
3 dots.
So we're going to go ahead and press that, and it will bring up setting and help. So under help, this is something that really sets apart the 21 is you get these wonderful tutorials preparing to quilt, quilting, maintenance, troubleshooting, and using the touchscreen. And Kathy, we've done this because we know the manual that comes with the machine
is
or the box.
Somewhere in a safe place.
Yes, a safe place.
We just don't know where the safe place is.
Yes.
But this makes it easy at your hands where you know it is. You won't have set it down somewhere. It also will come with a paper manual, don't get me wrong. We do love those for some things. But for the tension issues or troubleshooting, it's all in there. It gives you that information right there at your fingertips, which is fantastic.
That's right. So as we click on it, and let's say we want to go to maintenance, it'll bring up the cleaning guide and the oiling guide. So we can go ahead and click on the oiling guide, and it'll tell you what you need to do in order to get it oiled. And there's an arrow right there. It'll show you the bobbin. So pretty kind of standard stuff that we know, but the standard stuff can be forgotten about, and it's kept in the manual that is in a safe spot that we've lost or we can't find. Right, we didn't lose it, we just can't find it. So having it on the screen has been really, really nice to have. And there's also then the settings. So the settings is something simple where you can change your screen brightness, the needle button stop. You can see the overspeed light, the edge warning sound that we're talking about. So you can actually turn that sound off, and there's an edge warning light. So if you just want the red to come on, that's with the red light, or you can have the sound. You can choose whatever's best for you, but there's a lot of wonderful features in that.
I do want to say also, when you get your new machine, play around with the settings. Don't think you're going to break anything. You don't know what you have until you start using it. And I have quite a few customers that I've helped in the past, and they don't realize that they can change things to make it fit their quilting better. So play around with these settings, you know, turn the lights on, turn the lights off, turn the sounds on, turn the sounds off. All of those things, just so you can kind of get used to it. With that being said, I do want to talk about the 4 modes of the quilting on this machine. And the reason I bring this up is I helped this most wonderful lady last week, and she couldn't figure out why her stitch regulation wasn't working. And the reason you buy such a great machine is so you get these beautiful stitches, which are stitch regulated. She had been using her machine in manual mode since she purchased it, which takes it out of stitch regulation. She didn't try the other modes, so she didn't realize that she was missing out on that.
No.
Yeah, so she was so excited by the time I was done with her. She's like, oh my gosh, this is why I bought it. So let's talk about these modes of stitch regulation. My favorite personally is the precise mode. And that's just because I like to be in control of everything. So with the precise mode, how it works is when you start moving your handles, the machine will, the needle will move up and down. But when you stop moving your handles, that needle will stop as well. So if you're wanting to go around corners and you want them to be nice and precise, you'll stop at the corner, your needle will stop, and then you can move the next direction. It gives you that option to be really precise.
That's right.
And that's why I love this mode. But we do have other modes. We have the cruise mode.
We do have the cruise modes, base and manual. So let's show all of these. And in fact, I want to just show what you're talking about on precise.
Okay.
And again, you want to pull the bobbin up, and on our handlebars, we have our play button and our needle down. So it's just really simple. And on the screen, you also have a needle down. So you have 2 spots where you can put that needle down in the fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and you know, bring the bobbin up again. Okay. And then just like what Kathy was saying, on precise. So I'm going to hit play. So now, right now, my machine is on. There you go. So if I move it, it moves. And if I go ahead and move that around, it speeds up. And if I stop, it stops perfectly, right on a dime. So it's very smooth and it's very responsive to the movement. You want that response as you're moving around because you may have different spots that you want to fill in. You have a small spot, you want to meander around, you're going around a corner. You want to be able to have the machine in a very response mode so that you're quilting, again, easy, you're enjoying it, and the machine is listening basically to your moving. And I say listening, but it's not really listening. It's just, it's going with your movement of the, like you said, when you move it. So I'm going to turn that on again and move that around. And you can just see just how simple this is, just moving it, even with one hand. Okay, and if I stop again, it's going to stop. Okay, so that is precise. So I just wanted to demonstrate that as we were talking.
Perfect.
So now cruise. Cruise is also regulating. It does speed up and slow down when you do it, but it has a minimum speed of 5% or 25% of the machine speed. And I love that because you, as a quilter, there's always going to be a small area that you want to fill in, and you want to be able to move the machine slow to fill that in. And if you move it on precise, the needle is going to hesitate because the machine doesn't know if you're actually trying to stop or go because you're moving it so slow, it's going to be not as smooth. So we want to use cruise in that setting. And right now I'm set at 20%. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and you're going to watch the needle, if we can get a close up on the needle here. Okay, so as soon as I hit play, that needle's going to go at 20%. So there you go, 20%, okay? But it still regulates. So if I move it around, it still regulates and it keeps the stitches all the same length. But now if I want to go ahead and fill in, and I should have cut those, let me get those out of the way here. So we'll get those cut with scissors. If we have scissors, yes we do.
Okay.
Hey, What's the saying? Don't do
what Mark did.
Yeah, because we always want to cut those off, or we'll get caught on that. So, again, the process is you want to pull it up,
and
you want to tie it off, you want to cut it, and then you go. So that doesn't happen. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start that again. So if I want to go ahead and move the machine very slow and fill in something, you can see that I can move the machine slow and have that. And then if I speed back up again, it's going to speed up and have the stitches. But as soon as I stop, it's going to go at 20%. So we want to make sure that we hit stop so that it doesn't keep going and create a bird's nest or a knot underneath the fabric.
Yeah. Okay, so next mode that we have is our manual mode. Now, for the longest time, I didn't understand why we had a manual mode. Of course, I want my stitches regulated. But then I went to a show and met this most fantastic quilter. I believe she's out of Alaska, and she does this beautiful thread painting. And she uses manual mode. That way she can decide if she wanted longer stitches in that part of her thread painting or shorter stitches. She's controlling her stitch length with her movements.
Yes.
And it all made sense to me, why we have the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to want to do what. Same with base. Base is another option that you can use in base as small, medium, large around your quilt top. So in manual mode, right now I have it set for 25% of the machine speed, and it goes down from 5 up to 100% of the machine speed. And remember, 2600 is how fast, this machine goes. So at 25%, it's not going to be terribly fast and enough to keep controlling it, but you're right. If you're doing manual mode, you'll need to be the one that keeps up the machine. What I call I do what I say the eyeball test, or I'm looking at it and I'm seeing the stitches, and if they're getting really smaller, I know I need to kind of move the machine a little faster, right? So at 25%, I'm going to go ahead and start that. So I can't go faster, or I'm going to have bigger stitches, and so I got to make sure I go at the machine speed. And on my left handle, I can increase the speed if I want to go faster. And yes, I know you don't want to cross over any lines, so I'm not trying to be good at what I'm doing here. I'm just going to quilt along. But I'm going to speed it up. So now I'm going at 45%. Okay. And quilting along here. And now I'm going to go up. There's 60%, and now I can go faster. And again, I know, don't cross over lines. I know.
And you'll notice as he's putting the number up, he's moving his handles a little faster to keep up with regulating those stitches.
That's right. And so it's hard to see from where you're at, but these stitches all along from my eye, and I have eagle eyes, okay, those look pretty consistent on that one, okay? And Kathy would need to get her probably glasses on there.
My glasses,
they're real good. So the point of all of this is quilting in comfort. We talked about reliable machine, stitch modes for your benefit. If you want precise crews, base, or manual, you have 4 options. Really, you have 3 options. Base is basing, but you have 3 options to do your quilting between manual, precise, and crews. And so it makes it easier, makes it fun. And again, we're working with a reliable machine. And I keep saying reliable because we are investing in a upgrade. You know, those who are watching, I want you to consider, again, the check boxes that you're looking at in the machine. I'm hoping one of them is a reliable machine, one that's going to take you along the journey with ease, with comfort, and with the features that you're going to love.
And with excitement.
Oh, absolutely.
We want to be excited.
You have to be excited.
Right?
Yes.
Quilting is exciting. I mean, you're making art, you're doing the things, you're giving it away. I mean, it's just an exciting sort of thing.
That's right. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking this because I hear all the time, I'm not good, right? I can't free motion, I'm not good. Well, I want you to think about this, and I was thinking about this at the last show, Kathy. People who are saying that, how often do you do free motion quilting for one, right? And if you have been quilting free motion, are you moving the fabric around? And that isn't as easy. So you start telling yourself, I'm not good. Well, because you're doing it much different than others. While you're doing this motion, okay, quilters are moving the handlebars around, or they're doing automation.
Right.
Okay, and now you're up against what you see your free motion quilting to someone who's been quilting with automated system on their quilt that looks pristine. And here you are with your quilting, which you should love.
Yes.
Because it's your quilts, it's your mistakes. And so if you're watching and you're like, I do want to upgrade, but I'm not that good, I can't do it, these are negative thoughts that they just need to go because you can do it. Free motion quilting is really easy. Your artistic side, you don't need to have any artistic side.
I have none.
And you move it around, and essentially you're drawing with the machine on paper, and that's a lot easier to first comprehend and understand. But it makes it easier for you. It's all muscle memory. So remember this, it's muscle memory. The more you do something, the more you feel comfortable doing it, and the more you become better at doing it. You can't just start moving. This is what I always find interesting. I get someone at a show and they come moving around for at least probably 10 seconds and they say, see, I'm not that good. I'm like, this is 10 seconds worth of work. You didn't get a chance to do anything. So keep in mind, you can do it. And if you've been considering doing an upgrade, let the 21 take you along this journey, because it is reliable, it is easy, it is smooth, and there's a lot of wonderful features about the 21. Okay. Now, let's recap on the machine before we want to go to the automation next.
Yes,
okay?
automation next.
Bobbin winder on this machine, and he uses M-class bobbins, 21-inch throat, big, nice 7-inch screen with a lot of features packed into the screen, from the edge warning to the bobbin estimator to the instructions or the manual kind of on maintenance. Adjustable handles. Okay, you can quilt with the handles down, you can quilt them up, and you can extend out. So if you are vertically challenged, like some of us are, okay, then you don't have to reach all the way back, especially with a larger machine. You don't want to have to go all the way back. It's almost like you don't want to be rocking back and forth like this. You want to be able to do it again in comfort. You want to have the best experience and enjoy it, like you said.
And have fun.
Okay, so adjustable handles with the buttons on the screen.
Yes.
And the last thing is maintenance. Oiling the machine, the bobbin hook, and the needle bar. The rest of it is self-maintaining. That's right. The inside, you don't need to take it and get a service. You can just, again, have that reliable machine in your home.
Absolutely.
All right. Now let's talk about the automation.
Okay, this is exciting. So automation was the thing that really scared me at the beginning of working here at Grace Company. I started about 3 years ago, and it seemed like a foreign language to me until I got my hands on it, and until we came out with our newest level of automation. So we now have 3 levels of automation. We have our QCT 6, our QCT 6 Plus, and our QCT 6 Pro.
Yes.
We really want to focus on Pro because we want to show you some of the features that it has, but I do want to talk a little bit about the 6 and the Plus.
Okay.
So with the 6, the thing that I do love, and you'll see the pricing, we have amazing pricing through Tops. They have decided to just give you guys the best that they can. You have a week to get this pricing, so you'll see that, oh wow, this is lower than I've seen it. Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. So we'll talk about that here at the end. But with the 3 levels, our beginning level is actually our newest level, and it is a basic level with a tutorial built in it. It allows you to do 1 edge of panographs, or design 1 row at a time. So very simple to use. It has a built-in tutorial, which is fantastic because as you are going through the steps, it doesn't let you go to the next step until you've done this step prior.
That's right.
So it doesn't really let you make a mistake, which is great because that's what most people are afraid of with automation.
It is.
Right?
It's dummy-proof about it.
It is, yes.
You won't, and I love what you're saying, it has the next. So what you're saying, what I'm hearing you say is on the QCT 6, it tells you what you got to do in the middle of the screen, and then it has the next. And then you do what it says again in the middle of the screen, then you hit next. And there's a back button on the other side too. So if you hit next and you're not ready, you just go back.
Right.
And so literally each step you have to hit next before it lets you go on.
Yeah.
And in fact, Kathy, when I'm at shows, this is how easy that software is. I don't even demonstrate it myself. Whoever I'm talking with, I let them come up and they do it. They are able to get the image from the screen to the quilt with just several easy steps on the edge to edge. And so that's our very basic one. And yes, you can upgrade. So we talked about this QCT 6. You can upgrade to the Plus or upgrade to the Pro.
Correct. So one of the nice features when you go from Basic 6 to Plus is it lets you do 2 rows of a design at a time, so you're twice as fast. But it also lets you do a block pattern. So if you have this beautiful quilt that you've put together and you have, You want to put something special in each of the blocks, like a teddy bear for your grandkids.
Yes.
You can pick your 4 points of that block and put a teddy bear in the blocks that you choose. And that is a fantastic upgrade that comes with the Plus version.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if we can, let's get a picture of the close-up on the screen. I don't know if we do have one on the, yep, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're gonna do, there's a lot of information, but this is how simple this process is. This is the screen for the Pro. This is what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna go through each screen so we can just recap. So here's what it would look like on the edge-to-edge, and this is the basic 6, QCT 6, that you can see right there. And then we go in there and we can go. We have other videos on this, so you can watch other videos, but it is very easy to do on the edge. And I do want to quilt a pattern out, so we'll do it on a block. So I want to quilt a pattern out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go now to our Plus. So this is what you're talking about with the Plus, where now you have pantograph. Now this is edge to edge, right? We just named it pantograph, and then you got the select and sew. As Kathy mentioned, what changes from the version of the edge-to-edge to the pantograph now is when we get into it, you have now options to do up to 2 rows at a time. So you can see if I keep hitting the row button, I can only get 2 rows. And then you can go and select your image. You have your pattern height, your total height, and your total width. And so this is where you fill it in. And I love on this screen, you see the other resources we have built into it. So you can move your pattern, you can flip your pattern. It's a lot of great things. You can offset them, so it's really, really nice on here. But going back to the home, I'm going to now select and sew, the select and sew. So this is, it brings up a pattern library, and it comes with over 200 and I think 250, yeah.
And quite a few.
Yes, and you can import the patterns in. So you can see down here the file type. So you can see these file types, and these are standard file types at the bottom. Those are the file types that you will need to use when you import patterns over to grow your library. But this is how simple this is. I'm going to go ahead and select, just for now, let's do the, what should we do?
The teddy bear.
The teddy bear, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and select the teddy bear. I'm just going to bring up the placement screen. Now there's 3 steps to get the pattern that you see there on your screen to the quilt. The first step is I got to pick the pattern.
Right.
Okay.
You picked it. It's a teddy bear.
It is a teddy bear.
Yep.
And now I need to place it. And right over to the left, you see where it says block and 4 points. And there's other placement methods. You got triangle, 1 point. So you can see we have many different placements. But because I'm doing a block, I'm going to do either 2 steps. One, I'm going to keep it on the 4 points. 4 points, Kathy, is if your square is wonky.
That's what I use because I have a lot of wonky squares. So, they look square to the eye, but when you go to place your pattern, it's not exact.
It's not exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we go and place this one, what this will do is now I can go to each corner and place the screen to get this quilted, and I'm going to go to each of those 4 gray nodes to mark it. If my block is a perfect square, I'm just going to do a block and have the top left and bottom right nodes showing, and then that will give me a perfect square.
Right.
And this is a 1-to-1 ratio, so the bear you see there will fit in any size you're putting it in, whether it's 1 inch up to 10 inches, it will automatically grow in size itself to fit in that area. So I'm going to go ahead and place it. So on my wonderful quilt top, I don't have exact placement blocks here, so I'm just going to place somewhere. So where you see my needle is right there. That's where my top of the block is going to be. So I'm just going to hit the gray node on my screen, and then come down over here to the right, and have a quilt. Actually, I've already quilted a mess right there, so I'm going to come away from that mess, and I'm going to place it and come down here and place this. So now I have a perfect block. So I picked it. Again, remember the 3 steps. You got to pick, place, and quilt. If I wanted to, I can rotate my bear. Simple. You can see me rotating my bear as I tap that rotation. So I can rotate my bear. I can do things to manipulate it if I choose to do so. I'm going to go back and hit just reverse on that, so the bear will come back to, or hit that 0, sorry, to go back. Okay, then right here to the left, you have the stretch and fit option. Right now my bear, Kathy, is stretched.
Yes.
That's fine if you want to stretch, or you can hit fit and you'll see it fit right into that block. So now I picked it, I placed it, it knows where it's at on the system. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the bottom right quilt button. And we're going to get this party on the road here. And it's going to connect. Okay. You have your pull bobbin feature right there. And then you have your sew button. So we can go ahead and pull the bobbin. And it'll pull the bobbin up. I'm going to go ahead and hit sew. And you see the machine moving. And it's going to travel down to the starting position. And for me, again, I'm just going to swoop underneath to grab my bobbin as it comes up.
A little shortcut there.
A little shortcut.
Yeah.
And now let's go ahead and quilt.
And you can see he trimmed his threads this time.
Yes, I don't want to get it caught. Yeah,
that's right.
You can probably get a little closer. I just trimmed it fast, so don't worry about that. You'd want to trim it all the way down.
So as that is sewing, let's just talk about our final level.
Yes.
We've got just a little bit more time left, and we want to just kind of highlight the frame as well. So our final level, which this is just fantastic, it's the Pro version. And what I really love about the Pro version is you can put your height and your width of your quilt in, and you pick your pattern and how tall you want it to be, and it will lay out your quilt on the screen, so you know exactly how your quilt is going to look when you quilt it. So it just gives you that visual before you even get started, so you know it's going to look right.
Yes, and that last step that you're saying is just makes it nice. You see the visual, it makes it look right because it does the entire quilt layout for you. Now keep in mind, this automation is in addition to.
Right.
So as we show the price, and we'll get that here just a minute, the price of the machine and frame combo, this automation that we saw up earlier, go ahead and bring those prices back up. You'll see that we have the 3 prices for the edge to edge or QCT 6, and it'll do its own tie off, as you can see. So it's going to tie it off by itself. Okay, and it's going to be finished. So there you go. So those are the 3 prices. So we can add those to the package of the machine and frame. So if you want to add the automation, those are the prices you can add, and those are low prices through tops, so contact tops to get the QCT 6. Now, because you see the prices on its own, you can add the automation to any of the QNIC machines. If you're watching and you already own 19 or 16 or even our previous 15, you can order this automation through tops.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now, cut this, and then show just that last screen. I'm going to hit finish on the screen there, and then pull that bobbin up so we can cut it. Okay. Now the last screen, as Kathy was mentioning, this is our Pro. So now you see that we have other buttons on there from other features. So the pantograph, Kathy mentioned it, on pantograph there's a lot more you can do on now the Pro version, where you can add as many rows as you want. You can design your quilt layout for you, and what she was talking about was the power panto. This is where you put in just your image and the size of your quilt, both width and height, and it will populate in all the rows that you need, which will do it for you. No math is required, which is really nice. Okay, and then these other features, so Quilt CAD, Pattern CAD, and Record. These features are the CAD software, so you can design your patterns. If you're looking to design your patterns right away, this is the one you want to get.
Yes, absolutely.
If you don't want to design your patterns, then don't worry about it. You can just get the mid-tier where you can just do the select and sew and pantograph. But as I come in here to Pattern CAD, I can simply write my name. So I can come in here and write Mark. Okay, and I can take that right to quilt. So there you go. And I can take that to quilt. You can trace patterns. You can do a lot of things here. And you see the resources on the right from spline, arc, and parabola and line. So we give you a lot of really good resources so you can design your patterns. This, though, can take a long time. So take your time on designing patterns, but it is here. It's really easy, really function to what you want on creating the patterns. And then last but not least is record. And when you record, you can hit sew recording or start recording. And as you move this around, you can see I'm moving my machine right now. Okay, let's go back to the other screen. As you can see, I'm just doing circles, and so it's recording exactly what I'm doing. And you can take that and you can save it right to your library there. So so pretty easy, just like the, oh my heck, my fat fingers, I can't, I want to get out of it. Okay, So just like we were talking about intimidation with the 21, okay, don't let the software intimidate you. As you're looking at getting software, our software is really easy to use. You will find that it's going to be easy for you to use. You don't need to have a computer background. You don't need to have gone to school. You don't need any of that stuff. We walk you through with our illustrations and text on the software, so it's really phenomenal.
Well, and I do love that as you buy each level, so say you start with Pro, but you've never used it before, you can go in, you saw Mark, he was changing which tier he was using. So if you have Pro, you also have Plus and Basic. If you have Plus, you also have Basic. So you can go down and back up once you have that level, and you can use the tutorial again. If it's been a year or so and you haven't used it and you can't quite remember, go back, use your tutorial again, get familiar with it again.
That's
it's
right.
nice that you have that option of going back.
That's right.
Yeah.
On the screen we have your user manuals and help tutorials on there. So they're built into the screen. So you see right there, user manuals that come in and they come PDF form. So there you go. I've clicked on it so you can see all the user manuals that come with that. And then also it has the help button that you get these wonderful tutorials, help, and videos, and they're all there. So again, we make it easy for you to enjoy quilting. We mentioned this throughout this segment. You want to have a good experience. We want you to love what you're doing. And again, you want reliable products from the automation to the machine to the frame.
Right.
So the package on the 21, this is through Tops and only through Tops that you can get the 21X Elite with the Evolution Elite frame, and that could be a 8, 10, or 12 foot frame. Metal ratchets on this frame.
So nice.
Really, really nice.
Really sturdy.
Thicker rails. You can have the option to buy other accessory rails for this frame. So you can also buy the dummy bar or the idler bar that you can put on the back. So there are other accessories you can get, but this is just a look at that right there.
Such a great price. I mean, you can get the top of the line machine, top of the line frame at whatever size fits your space for $98.50. Yes, $98.50. It's so great. And then you can turn around and add any level of automation that you want to start with to this package as well.
That's right. $98.50, call Tops.
Let's put Tops information down there on the bottom so we can see the ticker. There we go.
So get the 12 locations. So give them a call. $98.50 is a really, really low price. You can't get that any lower with a brand new machine and a brand new frame. I'm sure they have finance options. If you need to do something, you can ask them about that. Make your dreams come true. Again, don't be intimidated. If you want to upgrade, as I mentioned earlier, let's skip steps 2 through 5, and then let's go big and get a 21-inch machine. Reliable, larger throat, a reliable frame, and your journey of quilting is just the experience. And that's what we want to make sure you have, is the fun, enjoyable experience.
And don't be afraid of the size. I mean, don't be me, where I was a little intimidated by the 21, so I went with the 19, and then I got the 21. Just go full gusto. Get the 21 off the bat.
Get that step out.
Get the step out of the way. I mean, it's a fantastic machine. I've been loving it in the last 2 weeks since I've had it at my home. And I just couldn't be happier with it.
No.
Yes, so we actually, with Tops, if you want to get this package deal, give this phone number a call, email them, but you'll want to throw out this code so they know to give you the good price. The code is GRACE20, and we're gonna put that up.
There you go.
So over the phone, by email, online, this will be your code to get the pricing. Now, the machine and frame, it's a fantastic price, but the automation is a phenomenal price.
It is.
I mean, it's so good, and no one else has these prices except for Tops. You'll get this pricing through next Wednesday, so through the holiday and a couple days longer. Give them a call, send them an email. Get on their website.
100%, yes. So I talked about steps before we close the 21. Let's skip the steps and go to get the 21. However, with the automation, use those steps, okay? Meaning, if you want to just finally have an automated system that's affordable. Get that QCT6 edge to edge for only $26.99. You can computerize the 21 and then save your pennies, and you can upgrade to the Pro and to the Plus. And so those are the steps I don't mind you taking. But when it comes to the 21, it's like Kathy did. Kathy took an extra step in there. Let's remove that and get the 21 right away. Again, I can't stress enough, reliable. Those who know Grace Company, we have reliable products. We have easy to use products, and they are for your benefit as a hobbyist to enjoy your quilting.
And I forgot to tell you one thing, Mark. Tops, they've decided to throw out one extra special item for free.
That's right.
Yes, so when you buy a machine and frame package, you will get a free 10-foot light bar.
Yes, this guy right behind us.
This is a game changer. This is I think a $700 value.
It is, yep.
And they are giving it to you for free. So not only do you get special, great, amazing pricing on your machine and frame, awesome pricing on your automation, you get a free light bar as well. And I think I would love to end this segment with maybe giving away a light bar to someone that pre-registered for the event.
I don't see why not.
Do you think that sounds like a good way to go out?
That's the best way to go out.
Yeah. So we are going to do this by random draw. And these are to our people that pre-registered for the Tops event. We are going to go ahead and just do a little drum roll. And let's see who our winner of the light bar is. Ready, set.
My drums
maybe
are going to die out. There it is.
Linda, is it Meenders or Minders? She is our winner of the free light bar
Linda.
today. Yay!
You're gonna love it. The light bar comes on casters. You can move it around. You can set the 10-foot up actually in a 5-foot. So if you get the 10-footer, Linda, and you're like, you know what, it's going to be too big, set it up in a 5-foot and roll it around.
Or an 8-foot. We have this one here set up as an 8-foot. Also, if you are just in the market and you would like a light bar, give Tops a call. They also have special pricing on the light bars. Again, Grace20 will be your code to get that special pricing. But yeah, congratulations, Linda.
And I love what Tammy says. Before we close, Tammy, thank you. All the bells and whistles. What a nice price. Thank you, Tammy, for your participation. It is a wonderful price. It does have all the bells and whistles. And it's one machine that you're going to really love. So again, give Tops a call. We appreciate your watching. And just enjoy quilting. Enjoy quilting and have the best experience.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you next time.
Okay, everybody take care.
Bye.